CSS Transition Effects on Hover. That's what we're going to focus in this video. So what is very important here is the CSS Transition Effects on Hover is to consider who is your user. So let's look here. Right now we have here this very basic item here and we want to have a button. Now of course with the button, having an on-click can be useful. However, it will be less so useful because eventually if you hover over it, that will be the one, and you can do on-click specifically for your mobile phone users. But if you are on a website, the moment you click on it, you will see a certain effect, but also on hover you want to highlight that effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that one first. Let's create a hover effect specifically for the button, but I want the button of course to have this same design here. Because look, this is quite fancy. This is very appealing and very clean. And what we're going to do is we're going to match a button here with that. So how do we do that? Well, basically we can do the following here. We're going to create here a new button and make sure it's double T of course. And then in here submit form or details. That can be submit form or details. I would say that's fine. Submit details. And here we're going to give it a class is the submit btn. Alright, so submit button. Once we have this, you can see here, this is a default design, which is absolutely not appealing. But of course, don't worry, we're going to work on it. And what you want to do is this. We want to here, at least on hover effect, it should become blue. And what we could do as well on click, it can be blue as well. However, if it's on click by default, if you hover over it, it should be. But if you're a mobile user, you will not see that, so then you might need to have that. So let's start and explore how can we make this button appealing, similar to our transition. So basically here we're going to put in this class. And the question will be here, what do we want? So the first thing we can do here is, well, we want to have the same size of padding and margin here. So we say here padding 10 pixels and 15 pixels for the basically top and bottom, 10 pixels left and right, 15 pixels. And then we can do here as well the font size. So font size has become consistently bigger. Before 14 pixels was quite common, now it's 16, and I won't be surprised it will gradually increase as to make it more just easier to read, as the mobile phone way of designing it should be easy to pop immediately or spot. Alright, next one what we have to do is let's save here and let's see what we have here so far. Alright, we got something here that looks alright, decent. Let's look here and now at our border, because remember we have no border here above on our input, so we should have no border here, but the bottom should have a border, and the bottom should have the same border color as what we have as the input. So we say border here is 0 pixels, doing this first. The reason why we do this first is because if not, it will overwrite our other item here. Later on you will see. So we have here, and we can do here the color can be 999. We do exactly similar to what we have above, well, basically, because the color must be same. And then we have the border bottom. And the border bottom is 3 pixels, exactly similar to what we have here. 3 pixels, solid, and this will be, if I'm not mistaken, this is also 333 or 999 as the color. So we say here, solid, and you can see here above 999, alright, let's get that one. And then what we want to do, we save that, refresh, now we have already part here. So we have here, do we have an outline? We can double check if we have an outline. If we move over here, there you are. You can see we have an outline. As you can see, in my previous video, I covered already about outline. When you press tab, because right now I'm not doing anything, I'm just pressing tab. And if you see tab here on this one, you get this hideous design here, or this outline, which is the border outside. So let me explain you what is outline if you are not familiar with it. The outline basically is the following here. Let's click on this. Go here to compute it, and basically the outline is the option to give the margin a color, but it's not officially the margin, because the margin can be set or margin is 0, it still will have an outline. If you click on this, or let's go back here, you can see here there's no margin here, but still the outline has been set. You can search here for outline. You scroll down here, we look for the outline. We have here the outline color, which is this outline. Well, our issue here with the outline right now is it should be set on the, let me double check, event listener, no, computed. Can we select the options here? Where are they? The groups, no, styles, hover, focus. So the moment we are focused, and then we select this, say focus, alright, and then we can do computed. Oh, this test doesn't want to work. Maybe active as well, if I say this. I click here, no, doesn't want to work, or maybe the target. And if I do everything, oh, you focus and visible, that's the one we need, alright. So when we go here now to outline, you can see our outline color is this, our outline styles automatic, and the outline width is 1 pixel. This is basically what happens. It's basically on focus visible, but also focus, basically on focus by itself. It doesn't show, or because it's here, but this is basically the one we are struggling with, or this is the one that is creating the issue. So what we're going to do here is, first of all, we want to remove the outline. So we say here outline 0 by default. So it forces it because it's automatic. Automatic would mean it's getting whatever it's originally in here. So we save this, refresh. Now, if we would give a tab, there you are, you won't see anything. Of course, you don't see now also the transition because we didn't set the transition here. So let's start to put the transition here. So what we can do is basically this one we'll do here. We say here transition. And what we really want to do here is the transition. We'll say the border bottom will get a color. Oh, no, don't do that. We say 2 seconds effect for the border bottom. Alright. And then what we do here is we do here the submit class. And then we say here on focus. And here we say border bottom. And then in here we can say here 3 pixels. Then we say here this will be the electric blue. So 0, 0, letter F for Foxtrot. And then we say here solid. Then once we have this, what we can do as well is, because what we want to do as well is the color. So once we click on this and refresh, now you will see, if I press tab, you can see my tab, another tab, there you are. So now this works nicely. Now what I want to do is I want to put in the colors as well. So we say here as well, color, this should be electric blue as well. So 0, 0, Foxtrot, alright. And then here, what we need to do then, not only the border gets a transition, because now if you see this and refresh, if I jump here, bam, there you are. It jumps instantly. I don't want this. I want it a gradual transition. And those animations are really phenomenal. It creates a way of designing which is absolutely nice to have. So here color, and how many seconds do we want this transition? 2 seconds as well. Identical to our border here. Save that, refresh. Now, if we jump over here, there we are. What we can do here is maybe say, well, I don't want the background. Well, we can remove the background here as well. Say here background. We can say here none, probably then we get that, there you are. So there you are. And of course what we could do here as well is we should maybe have a on click, or no, a hover, a cursor, that's the one we need. On focus or on hover, we could do a cursor. So what we say here, cursor, same with on hover, pointer. If we save that, refresh. Oh, so this is on focus. Of course, that's not possible. So we need to, that's only when we are on focus. That doesn't make sense. Of course, what we need to do here is on hover. So this, of course, the hover will not work for a mobile phone because mobile phone doesn't have hover effect. So we say here on focus or on hover, and on hover we'll say cursor, sorry, pointer. Once we save that, refresh, click on that. So you don't see any effect here. And then the moment we click on it, that's the moment we have it. I think we should maybe have the hover effect here. That would make more sense. Of course, we should just copy all of this in here. Once we save that, then this is the way you should do it for mobile design. It doesn't work like that, but of course for desktop, it makes sense. Click on this, click on that, click on that. And then just once we jump here, that's all right. And when we click on it, that's all right as well. We create something, and what we could do here on click, maybe create something as well, but it doesn't matter so much. However, this is the way to really create a nice design here for your button, matching with your form here, and we could eventually create a nice form and put it in the center here. I think that's a nice exercise for the next video. We're going to explore more the flexbox, and with the flexbox we can make a very nice design here.